Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Queen Bean Tarot, and if you are new, my name is Jess. If you are returning, welcome back. Today I am doing a reading for you all. I am gonna pull a star sign card. I might do this quite a few times. This is the first time I'm gonna be doing it. I actually done this reading for myself earlier today, and this is the next good thing coming to you. So the next good thing, so it can be anything. I didn't want to say your next wish come true or whatnot because it's just too open, so I said good thing. So, and it's the next one. So I'm going to pull a star sign and do a reading for that star sign, sun, moon, rising. I figured most sun star signs will resonate with the one that gets pulled as usual, but I'm gonna do a sort of like it reminds me of a flower setup, and I'm gonna put your star sign. I'm actually gonna sit it up into this is a card holder, and I happen to have them out, which is very unlike me. It's very unlike me to keep my cards out once I use them, but I had these ones out by Vanessa Samina, so I'm gonna pull one of these oracle cards as well. I just feel like that's the right thing to do, and you know what it's like when you're very used to listening to your intuition. You just go with the flow and you listen to your higher good, and you just do as you need to do. But the first question I'm gonna ask is, you at the time of receiving this good thing, whether it's advice, money, someone entering an opportunity, it could be anything, and then what is this good thing, so we can get as much information as possible. Number 3 is going to be, how do you receive this good thing? Now I don't mean like in the mail or someone giving it to you. I mean, how do you receive that information? Like, how are you reacting to this good thing coming your way? 4 is, when does it happen? Like, when's this good thing occurring? So for timing, I'm going to try and get some timing. If a card comes out and it doesn't really have much of a timing to it, like some tarot cards are just a bit I will pull a few more for that. However, number 5 will continue on to, is this next good thing worth accepting? Because as we know, in our life, things come and go as per usual, and some things are worth accepting, some things not worth accepting. You will have many good things come your way. You might not accept all of them, or you might pass up on it, or you don't even see it. That's 9 times out of 10. That's why we do miss quite a few things. Some of them are actually timing, like they rely a lot on timing. Number 6, I've actually cut it up into 2. So the outcome, if you accept or take this good thing, and B, if you don't accept or take this good thing, there might, with this, if these don't quite come out, both of them come out saying bad things, I will do a third one where it can be, is this something that you have to go with? Like, it might be something where you don't have to accept or decline, it just happens, sort of that thing. Like, it's gonna be in your life and that's it. Number 7 is advice for how to deal with this good thing when it comes your way. So this is to do with when you are receiving this, or how do you take this good thing? Like, are you in a good state? Like, advice for when you're receiving this good thing, any advice to take that information or this good thing a little bit better. And then number 8 is how can you identify when this is actually happening? So any cards for if there's going to be like a specific time in your life or a specific feeling, like it might say when you're very depressed, or you might have lost something, or during a cycle reshuffle, or right when you get a new job, something like that. So for mine, I actually had 2 cards and they came out in reverse, so I am going to be taking reversals during this, and I'm using my Lucid Dreams tarot deck. Absolutely love this deck. So yes, we shall begin. I'm going to pull a star sign, a I'm gonna pull a wild muse. So let me put this away. Okay, let's start off with our star signs. We'll give it a good shuffle. And then, well, I was left holding this one and this one. You know what? I'm going to take them both because one is an earth sign, achieve, and one is a fire sign, expand. They were the last ones left in my hand. So, I'm going to see if I can, there we go. I'm also going to read some information for those who aren't aware about these star signs. Most people don't know all the star signs. I myself still don't know all the star signs off the top of my head. I am just not a I mean, everyone's learning. You can't know everything all the time off the top of your head. That's just not really possible. But what's ironic is that these are corresponding, like these are right next to each other in the actual you know, star sign circle, like they're right next to each other. So you have Sagittarius followed by Capricorn in the lineup. So Sagittarius is born from November 22nd to December 21st. They are obviously yang energy, which is masculine. They are mutable, which is very flexible. Their lucky day is Thursday. They're shown by the Archer. Their dominant word is I see. Their body part is ruled by hips, thighs, and liver. They have lucky numbers 3 and 7. They're most compatible with Leo, Aries, Aquarius, and Libra. And they're very straightforward sort of person, and their ruling planet is Jupiter, the planet of luck, growth, and philosophy. And also, I believe the ruling, so Jupiter also rules the 9th house, just in case that's relevant. Now, Capricorn's birthdays are just after that. So they're December 22nd to January 19th. So you go from Sagittarius straight into Capricorn. Now, a Capricorn is an earth sign. They have more of the yin energy. They are feminine. They're the earth element. Their lucky day is Saturday. They are a cardinal, which means that they are actually, I'm pretty sure, it's hard to sort of describe sort of signs like that, like if they're cardinal or mutable. I'm still getting used to the best way to word things like that. However, I believe the best way to explain it is you've got fluidity, you have a like a fixed sign where they're very stable, and then you got cardinal signs, that's what it is, initiators. So the best way to think of it, I think I'm going to try and put most of these sort of things with what they are. So these are fluid, they like to run and move. Cardinal is more that they are initiators. They slowly work towards what they're going to do, like a mountain goat. It's going to slowly climb that mountain. It's an initiator. It's going to take its own initiative and do it. But it's got the capability where he's like, for example, Taurus, it's a bull. It's going to stand still in the field and eat and graze. Like, so I think I'm going to try and remember these sort of things based on like what they are, because I'm still learning. I know some people probably know this straight off the top of their head. But anyway, Capricorn is shown by the goat. Their dominant word is I use. Their body part is ruled by bones, especially their knees, their teeth, and their skin. Their lucky numbers is 1 and 4. And their ruling planet is Saturn, the planet of responsibility, discipline, and restrictions influences them. They are also best compatible with Tauruses, which is another earth sign, a Virgo, another earth sign, a Scorpio, a water sign, and a Pisces, a water sign. So they're very traditional and tangible aspects of success, such as material wealth, like most earth signs. So that's all the information I have on them. Let's pull you a world muse. And then I'm going to get started into finding out your next good thing. This might give us some insight into your next good thing. If 2 comes out, oh wow, look at this. Huge, massive chunk. Okay, they're all slippering against each other, so it's not as if they're not, you know, stuck. They're not stuck, per se. So we got the day you planted the seed. This might be something you're expecting to see. Hope is on the horizon. You've been very patient, healthy boundaries. You've been working on yourself, decluttering, working on yourself to, I think, build yourself into this. Leap of faith and tell it like it is. Very, very interesting. I'm actually just going to keep them down. So I feel like this is something you're probably, the next good thing is something you're going to yield results from, because you actually probably started this like maybe an investment or training into a job that you want to get, and you're nearly there. You nearly have grasped what you're gonna receive from it. Like, it's nearly in your hands. So that's really exciting. Okay, so I'm actually using this, and I'm gonna keep this. I'm wondering, I might stick this here so I can continuously read it. Okay, so for all the beautiful Sagittarius or Capricorn, okay, the next good thing. So you at the time of receiving is the Ace of Cups. So number 1. Now, I feel like you're gonna be in a place like you finished healing. Your cup is overflowing with abundance, with healthy emotions, with love to spare, with creativity. You feel full and overflowing, and you've got a lot to give, but it's also at the prime time when you don't think you need or can receive more, you do. I feel like you're gonna be on, when this comes along, you're gonna be on the up and up for you know, continuously receiving. So it's like you're on a staircase and it just keeps going up and up and up. What is this good thing? So we've had these come out. Okay, the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Swords reverse, which is good. You want, if you're gonna get the 4 of Swords out, having it in reverse is quite nice. I feel like this is definitely something you're jumping onto, something that you initiate or take action on immediately. So you're ready to act, you're ready to, you know, your recovery's done. Yeah, like I said, it feels like you've finished healing and you've been working on yourself, just like these cards have shown. You're ready to leap onto it, and you're gonna, like, you're not gonna, there is communication, like, tell it like it is. There seems to be a lot of communication, because this is all about communication. This is about, this can mean you get burnt out, but I'm getting the opposite. When you have it with 8 of Wands, it's something that you're jumping on. I do still have the, I just need something else. Like, what is this good thing, Spirit? Can I please get a card to tell me what this good thing is? Okay, delegation, release, taking a break. And this one just wanted to slip out. Anxiety, depression, two polar opposite to what you just came out. You have, like, ready to act and re-entering the world. You've already recovered, fast communication, and then you've got, you know, taking a break and anxiety. This is interesting. I'm wondering if it's not going to show us because it's something you've already begun. So it's not like it's something like offered to you. It's not like something you didn't see coming. It's not like something brand new. Interesting. Number 3, how do you receive this good thing? How are we receiving? How are all my lovely Sagittarius and Capricorn receiving this good thing? This next good thing. This is the next good thing. sometimes, so this deck of mine is very responsive. It's very active. It's things pop out of it. And typically when nothing pops out, it's either it's not the right question, there isn't an answer for that question, or the circumstances aren't lining up to give us a proper answer. And I think that is also because of this. So the fact that we had positives and the negatives come out, I feel like this is how you would react after all your healing. If you haven't finished up this healing by the time you have results come through from what you've already planted, like whatever you've already begun, this is probably how you react. You're burnt out. So if you haven't healed and filled your own cup up, you're going to be actually kind of exhausted when it finally comes in. Like, you're going to be like, oh my god, that's right, I done that ages ago, I'm so tired, oh, I gotta work on it now though, oh no, I totally forgot about this, oh, it's that. And you're going to be overthinking it and getting anxious and being like, oh, how am I going to get it done, oh no. And like, it's going to be like to the point you worry yourself so much that you're having, you know how when you have negative dreams, like when you worry that you're going to be late to work, and then you dream that you're late to work, you know that feeling? That's what I'm getting. And it's like you end up, either you let it go to be free of it and spare up some time and release some negativity, like this worry that you're putting on your own shoulders, or you literally sit it down, like you shelve it. And it's like you might have started this ages ago when you were really ready for it. So I feel like this is extremely heavily based on how you're going now. I do want to know how this comes by. Like, do you get told in the mail? I mean, only you guys are going to know exactly what this is. This could be a job you applied for ages ago and when you were really hyped about it, and like they finally message you and like, hey, you want to come in for an interview? It's like, whoa, it's been like freaking 6 months, guys. Like, you know, I've had a job since then and I've now left that job, or I'm not passionate about that anymore. It's something like that feeling. It could be that, or you are still open up for it because it was a dream job at the time and you're like, oh, I'll jump to that immediately. It depends on where you're sitting, what healing you've done. So how do you receive this thing? We have 2 here. Moving on, unfulfilled. So yeah, you might pass up on it because your current situation might not actually connect to it. See, this was sort of what I was expecting when we got to number 6, the outcome, if you do accept it and if you don't. But it seems like it's sort of jumped to that already by not really even telling us what it is, which is interesting. And unified love, partnership. So again, I'm getting the dual information, like you'd either walk away or you get everything you've ever wanted. This is, you know, you feel fulfilled, you connect with this, whatever this is, and you feel like you're joining forces with this, or you can be given this by a partner. Like a partner's like, hey, I got a job at work, there's this position open, you want it. Meanwhile, I am getting, for some of you, if you have broken up or split from this person, you might be offered the job and you're like, hell no, you want to run in the other direction because you don't want to deal with them. Not saying everyone is like that, but yeah. Let's see if I can get some timing. Timing can be hard sometimes. Like I said, even though I've been doing this for ages, like a very, very long time, I do still, you know, I think you never can be perfect at anything. You try and you can get really bloody good at stuff, but I never feel like you can be perfect. We got the Hermit. So the Hermit, when it comes to Oh, let me see. The Hermit is, for timing, it's either in the fall or it's in the winter. Fall or winter timing. So, because I live in Australia, the fall is from February to March or April. February to April. And then winter is May, June, July. But I think it's opposite timing for like if you're in America, because we are 13-hour flight away from everywhere. So it would be opposite. I think you guys are currently in winter, whereas right now we are in summer. So this could be, if you are over there, this could be this winter. So it's like imminent. Or, which would make sense because of this dual timeline, like maybe it's happening much sooner and not everyone is going to be healed, prepared, ready with a lot of energy and excitement. Like, so for quite a few people, you might actually miss out, or you might not be in the receiving sort of energy, while these others are like refreshed and ready to like take that on. Or this can be, you might have a whole year for this to come about, one or the other. But that's Hermit. That is either timing for the fall or for winter. All right. Number 5, is this next good thing worth accepting? So is it worth it? Is it worth working with it, dealing with it, accepting this, accepting that it's coming your way and to work with it? Okay, so the Empress in reverse, blockage, a lack of growth. Yeah, so it might actually slow you down. Might actually slow you down. Interesting. Let's see what your outcome is if you do accept it. It could also block any other creative endeavors you're going for, or if this is like a job, all the other prospects you were going for, just you'd never hear from them, or it's really slowed down because you got this offer. You might even say no to it, but it has caused you to slow down overall. Okay, interesting. It could purposely be slowing you down for the good thing. You know, like I said, there's always good things coming our way. It's just depending if we open that door or let it continue on. I had an image of, you know, Monsters Inc., how they have the doors and they get picked up on like a conveyor belt and then they get put down and they get clicked in, like all the doors, and you just got to choose which one you're going to go through or not. Yeah, that's what I picture. Sorry, I had to say that. The outcome, if you accept it, take it. What is your outcome for if you accept it or take it? Okay, if you accept it or take it, there is quite a few cards. There's a lot. Okay, wow. So it seems like it's gonna be if you take it, it's gonna have a huge impact on your life. Let me just get this. I imagined I had a lot more space when I was deciding this, and I don't have as much space as I wish. I'm gonna set these ones up here and move these across. Okay. See, returning to trouble or unable to move on. Practical leader, prosperity, business, security. I'm hearing that you would stay in a troubling situation because it's secure. Like it might be a safe place physically, but I think mentally and emotionally it isn't. Okay, yeah, okay. So what I'm getting is, if you do accept this, well, there might be some positives. Like, for example, I'm just using this for an example. Let's say you're living with family. They might be toxic. However, while you're living with them, you don't need to pay for rent, you don't need to pay for water, gas, electricity, you don't need to pay for food. And you're like, I have a roof over my head, I have showers, I have food, I have everything I need. But you're living with toxic people. And so it's like wearing down your sanity, your mentality, your boundaries. And I feel like that's probably why this has came up, number 25. So like, if indeed you do take this, like if you do choose to like, it could also be like a job where you go into a place where it is toxic management. You know, it's great pay, but you would have to deal with toxicity for quite a while. And you're like, maybe I should only do it for a while to gain that money. It's like you have to give up something to gain something. And it's like you're weighing the pros and cons. I feel like you will become extremely strong mentally from it. Like you learn a lot of lessons. You're going to grow astronomically because of it. However, like I said, toxic energies, it could also, like I am seeing for some people, depending on how negative the con is, you might actually fall into like dealing with like the mental hurdle or the emotional strain by like it like falling onto bad habits, maybe like drinking, smoking, eating to cope with emotions and your mental strain. However, I feel like it might lead to you know how when you're in a tough situation, you dream about all the possibilities, all the ways you could get out of it, where your life is gone, where you want it to be, that daydreamer sort of feeling. I am getting that, like due to dealing with this, you are going to become strong in the long term mentally and like with your boundaries and not taking BS from people. But you are going to be dreaming of how to get out of it. And like I said, it slows you down. Now with this, I'm getting a feeling, I'm getting the word of 1 year. I'm getting 1 year. It might slow you down for a year. Like it's going to, I hear stuck in the muck, and I'm seeing a swamp. Like you're knee high to thigh high in a swamp water and you're slowly walking through it. You know that's like where you have to use your whole body just to move one leg. I'm getting that image. Like you are really pushing through, and I feel like by the time you get out of this swamp, you're gonna just collapse from exhaustion. I would say this next good thing, I personally, looking at this, I'd probably say for you guys, do not take it. Especially a Sagittarius. If you are a Sun Sagittarius, do not take it. I am so sorry, but do not. You are mutable. You are a free spirit. You like to have your freedom. You like to, I'm not saying that you can't deal with it and work hard for something in return. You definitely can. But I know that as a Sagittarius, you're gonna wanna, you will actually be saying quite a few times like, oh, what was I thinking? I shouldn't have done this. I wish I could have changed where like what I chose. I thought this was a really good idea at the time. Whereas a Capricorn is cardinal. They have that stamina and they have amazing mental fortitude. Like I said, they are material gainers. So when they can deal with a lot if it means they're gaining a lot from it, like money-wise or material objects. They can deal with that. However, I'm not saying only Capricorns should take it. I definitely wouldn't say that. Anyone who might have these both in their Sun, Moon, Rising, definitely look at exactly your placement. I'm now going to ask, if you don't take or accept this, what should you, like, what's it looking like if you do not accept or take this next good thing? The moon. Alrighty. Illusions, subconscious, the unseen, the unknown, fears, trusting intuition. Yeah, okay. I think what I get from that is when you say no to it, you'll look back and go, oh, I should have said yes. Oh, I would have been able to deal with it. It would be like the opposite. You'll be like, oh, I should have taken it. And you probably think of like, for example, if it is a job, like I mentioned, you'll probably think back to like, oh, there was such a good company, even if there was some reviews saying management wasn't great, I could deal with that. I've dealt with worse. Like, you would be probably falling into the illusion it's easier to deal with. I think this would be, if you say no, it's because you trust your intuition. But I feel like later on you will have some uncertainties about which one you should have taken, like which choice you should have made. I feel like if you do take it, you're gonna be like, oh god, this is so hard, I should have just passed on it. And if you don't take it, you're gonna be like, oh man, I could have used some money, shit, I wish I had taken it, I would be richer by now. But you would be poorer in mental and emotional health. So with this, I feel like if you do take this, you might actually have more time to deal with your shadow self, to do more internal healing and learning on yourself, on your inner child, on your dreams, on your desires, on what you really want and what you want as a future. Alrighty, wow. Advice with how to deal with this good thing when it comes your way. So when it comes your way, how to, like, what's some advice to how to deal with it when it comes your way, especially with how, okay, so we have new material offer, new job. It could very well be a job. It could be, I'm sorry, I'm hearing the saying, you know, a turd dressed up in gold. I imagine like literally a poo designed gold, like as if someone got gold and got poo and then spray painted it gold and be like, oh, look at this new shiny thing, you've never seen this before. And everyone's like, oh wow, we haven't. No one's seen a turd spray painted gold. I'm sorry. Nurturing practical. So yeah, I feel like this is probably telling you to put on your business thinking hat when it comes your way. And if it is a new opportunity, consider it all. Go through, ask the other people who work there, what is it like to work there? Look at all the reviews, look at everything in the contract, read it with a fine-tooth comb, because you might still choose to take it. You actually, I feel like you're gonna have to decide what to do, what you're willing to give up and what you're willing to not bend on. So if you find out, like if you're like, I'm just now in a good place, this next good thing, I feel like this good thing is actually something dressed up to be a good thing. I feel like for some people, this might be someone you think who's trying to offer you something good, a friend or a partner or someone who's trying to do a good deed, give you something worthwhile. But it isn't. It is something that is actually to rip you down. I've got a feeling this person has ill intentions for you, and is why you need to work on your boundaries. You probably did work for something similar, like something along this lines, but I feel like someone comes to give it to you. This King of Pentacles, or someone might be offering it to you like, oh, because you're my friend, I shouldn't really be telling you about this job we got going on at my company, you know? And trust your gut, trust your intuition. It's dressed up as an illusion. And the Queen of Pentacles knows a good offer when it's a real offer. Be very practical and sensible when you're checking out this offer. It might actually be an offer where you might yield a lot from it, like money-wise. However, it might it's gonna come at a cost. And like I said, it's gonna slow you down with other things in your life, or it might even push you back a little. So let's see, how can you identify when this is actually coming to you, when it's coming along to you, when it's being offered to you, when it's happening? Let's see, can we get cards to show us if we can identify when this is actually happening? I think that's also why, like, when we ask what is this, like, you know, good thing, it wouldn't tell us what the good thing is, because there might be a timeline for you when you know, it's offered to you as an illusion of someone trying to rip you down, and then there's a timeline where it's like you've put in the work and you've earned it yourself, you've brought it on yourself. So that's probably another reason why it's so up and down. Ooh, interesting. 5 of Swords. So it most likely will be showing up right when a huge conflict is happening, and right when you're starting to get, like, you know, money back and get some luck. It's gonna be when you're either simultaneously, you might be having some disagreements or stress brought on by someone or something. So you might have that on your mind and be complaining about that. Like, it could be disagreements with the job you're currently at, disagreements with people in your life, disagreements with family or friends. However, financially, you're gonna start having your luck come up, and when this comes along, it might be what like blinds you to thinking, oh, this is just another good thing coming along to me. It's an illusion, because right when some other personal, like right when this bad stuff's happening, and simultaneously you might have little good things happening, and when this comes along, you're like, this is just what I needed to get rid of all that and have this to focus on. You know, my luck is coming up. That's when you're gonna be thinking that this is a good thing. So right when you are having conflict with certain people, you might have a powwow with a boss and be like, shove it, you know, flip them off, give them a bird, and walk on out. And then someone's like, oh, I got this job for you. And you're like, oh my God, yeah. Like, you might have someone, like, some little thing be good. Like, you know, you scratch a ticket and you get $100. You're like, that's good. And then, like, you find out you have a free service on your car, and you're like, wow, you know, that saved me $300 to $500. And then, like, you're out of the job and you're just like, you are thinking money wise, but then all these tiny little things happen where it feels like this is really good, and then this job offer comes to you, and it seems too good to be true, because it is. And it's like, I'm getting 3rd time's the charm, you know, that 3rd time's lucky sort of thing. In this case, it's this job offer that you're gonna get that is not lucky. It is not. It is a poo dressed up as gold. So you can take it if you want, just do know it might be a massive strain mentally, emotionally, but if you can deal with that for the money, I would suggest working through it and gaining as much money as you can, get a nice secure little savings, and also be looking for another job. Looking for what is really going to be worth your time. Maybe build up some experience, get something from this job if you're going to be going through hell for it. And it is going to slow you down in certain areas of your life. Like I said, it might be your creativity. It might be you planning for a family. If you are planning for a family, it's going to slow that down. It's going to delay that. It could be you planning a family, like finding a partner, having children, you know, that, planning wedding. It could be something like that. So I'm definitely, this is not what I did not expect it to come out like this. Very interesting. I'm very, very happy that I decided to do this for you guys. I'm definitely ecstatic that I have given you, it's obviously been very honest. and the way it came out was not how it came out for myself earlier. It came out very different for myself. It was very straightforward. So yeah, there might be, I'd also say reevaluate some family, friends. I'm getting the whole decluttering. So you might have to move due to money. Like if you lose a job and you're like, oh my god, you're thinking about money, you might need to move into a lower rental, like a cheaper rental, or move in with family again. And you might also have to declutter some friends and family. Some people will have it out for you, and I feel like if you tell it how it is all the time, you might say something that will hurt someone, and it might be like the straw that, you know, breaks the camel's back, and they decide to be spiteful. You will take a leap of faith, obviously, but where comes money, there's definitely going to be something else you have to give up for that, and that is very evident in this. So my darlings, this is the reading I have for you. If this resonates, please like, share, comment. Helps with the algorithm. If you could subscribe, I'd love that. I love seeing a new subscriber every time when that number goes up. I've got 9 at the time, and I cherish every single one of yous. I love yous all, and I'm leaving yous with lots of love, light, and positive vibes, and I'll see yous all in the next one. Bye.